Hi everyone, LJ Aguinaga here with LJ Realties. This week I will be talking about undivided versus divided condos. I get the question all the time. I love explaining it. I have a lot of experience with both of them, so let's go right into it, okay? Simply put, a divided condo is just like buying a house or sort of any other product on the market. You're gonna have your own lot number, you're gonna have your own municipal and school tax account. You're gonna be responsible for all of your own things individually. You can go to any bank, you can go to any insurer, and you get to do things all on your own basically. You can rent it out if you want. There's no real restrictions in that regard. Your taxes are usually a little bit higher because it's your own tax account and it's individual. But you have those benefits, okay? Now let's go into undivided. It's a little bit different. Undivided, or a co-op, works this way. Think of it as you're buying shares of a company, and the building that houses all the units is the company that you're going to be buying into. So you will get, 3% of that building, and that means that you have 3% of the tax account for the entire building, which usually ends up being a little bit cheaper than your individual unit. And you're going to have the exclusive use of the exclusive right of use of your independent unit, okay? So that means that you get to use your unit, nobody else can use your unit, but you don't actually own that square footage, you own a percentage of the entire building. Where this gets intricate is in the fact that you need to put at least 20% down, and you can only finance it with Desjardins or National Bank, depending on which bank already has the building. So all of the mortgages have to be on that building. Another important thing to note is that not all the banks or those two banks let you rent it out. Therefore, you have to make sure you get approval from the bank themselves, and sometimes, depending on how the indivision agreement is written, you'll have to get approval from the other co-owners. So it's important to make sure you read the indivision agreement to know exactly what you're signing on to, okay? It's also important to note that it's more of a partnership. You're a little bit more involved with everybody else than in a standard co-ownership. If things happen, you're still responsible for your share, the same thing you would be in divided. But with divided, you only have to put 5% down depending on the purchase price, so you have a little bit bigger of a buyer's pool. It's understood that undivided, you might get slightly higher end people because they have the cash down, but we all know that that's not always the case. So make sure you do your research on the property. Either way, if it's the property you like the most, you feel comfortable with the neighborhood, both of them have their advantages and disadvantages. Both of them are going to be easy enough to move when the time comes. I wouldn't be afraid of either. You just have to make sure you look into the fine print on both. Those are top level differences between undivided and divided. If you have more questions, please feel free to reach out. It's always a bit easier to answer direct questions and get back to you on this subject, all right? Thank you much for watching. I look forward to seeing you next week.